Before we get started, I need to let you know both the dog and the cat are in here. I don't know how this is going to go. We may need to pause to stop any confusion. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. I'm so glad you're here today. It's going to be a fun one. We're just going to have a peaceful, relaxing, soothing time and play with some new makeup. I've got some new things to try. First on the list is this Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. It says it lasts up to 24 hours. I'm not wearing any makeup for 24 hours, so we won't worry about that. We'll just worry about how it looks on the skin. The next thing up is this Bronzing Brazilian Glow Powder from Ciate. This just came in. I have no idea anything about it. This is kind of interesting. This is from Jones Road. It is a cheek and lip tint. We'll give this a whirl today and see how we like it. A brow pencil from Jones Road. I think I'm going to like the color. I'm not sure about the formula. We'll check that out in a few minutes. And then I got some palettes in from Alter Ego. Do you guys remember Alter Ego? They came out, a few years back, and I reviewed a couple of them on my channel way back when I was living up in Northern California, right when I started. They do very, very affordable dupes. Very quality, affordable dupes of high-end palettes. They sent me some palettes and I went ahead and pulled this one out today just because I thought it was some pretty spring colors. That's what we're doing today. But before we get started, I want to share with you the details of the Nera Mother's Day sale, which is ongoing now. You can actually take advantage of it right away. If you're not familiar with the Nera, and you probably are if you've watched my channel for a while, I love the Nera. I have been using it for years. It is an FDA cleared at-home laser device, clinically proven to reduce the looks of fine lines and wrinkles. And this portion of the video is sponsored by Nera, and thank you very much, Nera. I have loved working with you over the years. If you're not familiar with lasers, particularly at-home lasers, I was really excited when I first saw the Nera because I had a girlfriend who had one of those med spas and she did lots and lots of lasers. So I knew the technology and I thought, oh boy, if you could get a good device that's going to do that at home, what a wonderful savings and a great way to really freshen your skin. So I started out with the Nera Precision, and you can tell it's the Precision because it has this tinier tip up here. Gosh, way back, maybe 3.5 years ago, and I really love it. It has done amazing things for my skin, particularly my marionette lines and my nasolabial folds. They were much deeper when I first started my channel. The way this works is that it shoots a little bit of technology into your skin. It's pain-free. You don't have to worry about that. And you can set your intensity. So if you get to a level that doesn't feel that good, you can crank it down a little bit. What it does is that the laser enters your skin, not very deep, but it stimulates the rebuilding of your natural collagen and elastin. And that's why we get those wrinkles. We get that skin that's not as taut as it used to be because we're losing collagen and elastin. So this has been wonderful for my marionette lines and my nasolabial folds. Do I still have them? Yes. I do. Are they a whole lot better? Oh yes, they are. And here's the interesting thing, and I really appreciate this technology because I'm 4 years older now than I was when I started using this. So these actually should look worse. They look a lot better. This is a wonderful device. This was the first device that Nera came out with. It's called the Precision, and it's a wonderful device for those really fine areas where you want to get right into the little nooks and crannies on your face. Wonderful device. This one is very easy to use. You simply turn it on. Did you hear it? I'm so familiar with that sound after all these years. You can select your intensity 1 through 5, and then you simply put it on your skin and you fire it. Super easy to use. I love this thing. It's such a great way to soften lines and wrinkles. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. The way that you want to use this, both the Nera Precision and the Nera Pro, is on a clean, dry base. That's not what I have right now because I have my skincare on, but I do want to show you guys some moves with these. Even though I have skincare on, it's not optimal because you don't want any impediment to that laser getting into your skin. One of the things that the Nera Precision is really, really good at is getting that hooded area of your eye. You can actually run it right along that orbital bone and really, really improve the firmness of that area above your eyelids. My eyelids are so much higher now than they were when I first started. Really is a wonderful device. The NIRA Pro came out, gosh, I can't even remember now. Has it been a year? Maybe it hasn't even been that long. I love this. And to be honest with you, I primarily use this now. I used the Precision for many years. I've gotten a lot of improvement on my marionette lines and my nasolabial folds. This one can go all over your entire face, down your neck, all over your neck. You don't have to avoid the thyroid area because it doesn't go that deep, onto your chest and the backs of your hands. How cool is that? You really can do the backs of your hands and really firm and tighten that skin. The Pro works a little bit differently than the NIRA Precision. This one, you just turn it on and select your intensity. Mine is always 5 because I'm extra. I just don't have sensitive skin. And this one fires automatically. So once you place it, you don't have to do anything. It will fire automatically. What you want to do with this particular device is you want to overlap it a little bit from the last location. So you see that I'm moving it, but I'm overlapping from that last placement. There it goes. I want to show you for my 11s, I don't get Botox or fillers or anything, and I'm 67 and a half years old. I'm claiming that half. I really have had great results with the NIRA in keeping this line free. Here comes the cat, you guys. So then you can take this device and move it on down to the crow's feet area. It's so quick and so easy, and once you get comfortable, you can just sit on the couch and watch a video. You don't really have to sit in front of a mirror. You can just do this on your own. So it goes right underneath the eyes, and you can hear it when it fires, and you just move it, overlapping to the next area. Boom. There it goes. And then I bring it down the nasolabial folds. I love this thing. It's so quick and so efficient. And then this one, you also can use it on those marionette lines. It's not going to be as targeted down that specific crease. You know how it is there? But it's definitely going to rebuild the collagen in that area. Really, really nice. I love both these devices. They're super easy to use, and what a wonderful way to be able to treat your lines and wrinkles at home. The NIRA is very safe. You can use it every day if you want. The way that I handle devices like this is, in the beginning, I hit it pretty hard. In other words, I commit to the time and I go ahead and I put it in. It's really paid off for me. Now I feel like I'm just more on a maintenance, so maybe I'll pull it out a couple of times a week, and it's working for me just fine. One thing I don't think I mentioned enough about the NIRA is that they do have a 90-day money-back guarantee. You can use it for 90 days. If you're not happy at all, you just send it right back and you get a refund. But I have a little secret for you. I think you're actually really going to love it. You're probably going to start seeing results in about 70, 80, 90 days. It just takes a little while to rebuild collagen. That's just the way that your body functions. In addition to the increasing of the collagen and elastin, you're going to see fresher skin, brighter skin, tighter skin. Things are just going to start looking a little bit firmer and tauter as a result of that collagen production on your face. The NIRA Mother's Day sale is ongoing. 25% everything on their website. The entire site is 25% off. They do also have some topical now, some serums. I haven't had a chance to give them a try yet, but I will as soon as I can, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on those. 25% off for Mother's Day sale, everything on the site. All the links are listed down below, super easy to find. And again, Nera, thank you very much. I love working with you. I have to tell you, I'm kind of in the mood for hopping into just some fun, soothing makeup. It's kind of like playing, like when we were little kids, you know, how we'd play dress up. That's what we're doing today. So what I want to do first is I want to prep my face. My skincare is all done and it's all soaked in. So I'm going to go ahead and start. This container is so dirty. I feel kind of bad bringing it out. This is the Dermatology #1 primer. I really do like this very much. I actually just ordered another bottle or tube and got that in. This is kind of a gel, and I like it because it smooths things out. A lot of people don't use primer. I think whatever works for you is just fine. I seem to really like it. because I keep using it. This is the Jones Road pencil. I'm just going to try to correct a little bit of that purple circles underneath my eyes prior to us getting started, and a few little doodads here. I'll tell you, I have been kayaking like a maniac lately. I just love it. It's kind of like my peaceful, quiet time. I go out by myself, I paddle, I get a good workout, I'm outdoors. It just feels really, really good. And what I wanted to say was, boy, that hat I wear does such a good job. I have sort of it looks a little bit like a Western hat, but it's not quite totally cowboy, but it has a big brim, and then it has a little chin strap. You know, I can tighten up the chin strap in case it's windy. It really protects my face. I absolutely love it. So good job on that. On top of that Jones Road correction, I'm going to take my Catrice Under Eye Brightener, and I'm just going to use a little bit and watch what it does to my under eyes. Brightens them. Under eye brightener. Isn't it funny how that happened? Now I'm going to use the Milani primer. That weird thing on the wall, that's the sun. I generally film earlier in the day. The sun's over on this side of the house, so that's what that weird thing is. It's not aliens or anything like that. It's just the sun. So a little bit of the Milani eyeshadow primer. The first thing I want to start with is this Jones Road eyebrow pencil. This is in the color Blonde, which is good because I'm blonde. That works. I love this color. I swatched it on the back of my hand about an hour ago and I thought, ooh, that's good. However, it was really, really creamy. And I'm not so sure about the really, really creamy part. I'm wondering if it's gonna stick down, if it's gonna go through the pencil really fast, what it's gonna be. But we'll give it a whirl. And what I do at the beginning of my makeup is I really just sort of rough my brows in so I can get a feel for the shape and also for the value of it in comparison to the rest of my makeup. And when I say value, I mean depth of color. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of color there. Gonna brush that in. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty nice. I'm going to take another Jones Road pencil. This is more in my skin tone, not a super light color, and sort of cover up some of the veins that I have on my face. It looks like I'm, you know, all worked up or something. It's just that our skin gets a little bit thinner as we age, and so those veins start showing up, and they certainly have on me. So I'm just going to tap that in. I've got some kind of sparkle in my eye there. Can you guys see that? The palette I'm working with today, and I don't, look at that, it's all shiny. This is from Alter Ego. Like I said, it's called Dream Gaze. I don't really wear a lot of fancy eyeshadow anymore. I just don't. I did a little bit more when I was younger, but not anymore. However, there's this purple in here. Maybe this is kind of pretty too, that periwinkle. I think I'm going to try this purple. And what I want is I just want a really light wash of color. Just something to cover up the doodads on my lids. Give just a slight hint of color there. I don't want anything loud or strong. I think I might put this on and then just a little bit of this over it, and we'll see how that looks. So I'm using the Angie 503 brush. This is from BK Beauty, and I'm just gonna start applying that really, really lightly. Now this is a warm purple, which I don't know, I seem to look better in cooler tones, but I think if we wash that blue over the top, it's gonna be pretty. A little bit on my brush, tap it off, and I always start in that outside corner because that's where I want most of the pigment, and then I just work the rest of it over on the lid. It's a pretty color, but I think I want a little bit of that blue on top just to cool it down a little bit. We'll have fun today. So I've got a little bit of that blue. I'll put it right here and just start working that over. Isn't that a pretty combination? Okay, I like that. A little bit on my brush, tap it off, and then just start working it in. Now I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm just really going to blend in the edges of that eyeshadow because I wanted to just have a really smooth transition into that upper eyelid area. There we go. Concealer next. I'm still loving the Revlon Color Stay. I just wish it didn't have that little squeezy thing in the end. I just don't like it that much. I'm just going to take my finger and tap that in. And I like to move it down from the trough area onto my cheek a little bit so that it has more of a blending appearance onto my skin. Now I'm going to take a dampened sponge and just press that in. Now time for the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. You know, I think I've heard good things about this. This one has niacinamide. I think they reformulated it. Now, as far as skincare in color cosmetic products, I am not really a fan simply because I use a lot of skincare on its own. And I don't know how much of the skincare we'd actually be getting in the amount of foundation that we're using. So it's not a selling point for me, but I have heard that this foundation is pretty. They sent this to me. This is Rose Beige. It's the color 20. So it has a little dropper right here. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand and dot that around my face. This feels a little bit heavier than the Revlon Illuminance, which I've been using quite a lot lately, but it doesn't feel super heavy. So we'll see how that goes. So let's go ahead and just work that into my skin. The color seems to be working fine. It feels like foundation, but it doesn't feel really heavy. You know, it's not choking out my skin. And a little bit down my chin just to blend everything in. The cat is literally stretched out over here on the floor. He wants me to rub his belly. I'm not gonna do that right now. Now I'm gonna pounce it in with my sponge. The reason I use a sponge is because the finish just really smooths everything out. Now, one thing I can tell you that I'm noticing right away is it feels dry. And I know that sounds weird because it's a liquid foundation and I just put it on, but it's feeling a little dry on my skin. I don't know if that's because I've been using that Revlon Illuminance, both the foundation and the CC cream, and that stuff is super hydrating and a little bit glowy. So I don't know if it's just I'm overly sensitive to it because that's what I've been using, or if this actually it does feel a little dry. What do you guys think about the coverage? The coverage looks good. The color looks good. So I think all in all, other than the fact that it might feel a little dry, actually it feels a little dry, but that just could be me because I'm used to something different recently. Now let's try this Ciate Brazilian Glow Bronzing Powder. I haven't even opened this yet. So here's the container. Ciate really does a beautiful job with their packaging. And so here is the bronzer, and oh boy, is that orange. I don't know about this, you guys. That just seems really orange to me. Does it seem orange to you? I'm gonna start with just a real little bit and we'll see. Sometimes it just looks different on your skin. It doesn't look too bad. Kind of just looks like you've been in the sun a little bit. Now the cat's snoring. Oh gosh. I don't know where Lucy is. I think she left and went to sleep under the bed. Okay, this is not terrible. It's not my favorite color though. I like something a little bit cooler, so I'm just gonna go super light on this. Their powders are really nice right here, just to give a little bit of glow. I'm liking that eyeshadow. I liked the formula of the eyeshadow because they weren't real heavy. They were just more subtle, which works for me right now. So I'm just creating the illusion of a shadow underneath my chin. That's going to help my, I don't know, double chin, saggy chin look a little tighter. It's just an illusion. I enjoy it. So there we go. I don't know, that's not too bad. It's not my first choice, but it's not horrible either. Now we're gonna move on to the Jones Road. This is a cheek and lip tint. There's a lot of these out lately. I have noticed, and I think you probably have too, that there's a lot more cream color cosmetic products on the market, which I personally love because I'm leaning more towards cream products. I just think they look better on my more mature skin. Doesn't mean I don't use powders from time to time. Like, I think this eyeshadow looks pretty, but in general, I'm leaning towards cream products, so I'm glad to see more. This is in bright pink, and they were right. That is a bright pink. I have gotten on the train of using a brush with my cream products like this, and oh boy, do I like that. So I'm just going to get a little bit on this brush and start applying it because that is a bright pink. But I have a suspicion it's going to look really pretty on the skin. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty. I like that. It looks moist, which I appreciate. You know, it doesn't look dry. I like this. You know, it almost seems like this is sort of a little bit like her Miracle Bombs, but not quite as sticky. I think it looks really pretty. So far, this is a win for me. All right, that looks good. I like it. And look at how nicely it's blended in. At least the way that I see it, you know, in the mirror. Sometimes things look different on camera. They don't look as blended, or the colors look stronger, but this looks really good in person. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going around the edges to make sure that that's blended in really well, and there's no definitive line between my complexion and the blush. I think that's really pretty. I'm a fan, at least right now. Okay, the next product, I'm so curious about this. When I opened it up, I was like, what? It just surprised me. This is from Ciate again, and it's called their Dewy Stick. I think I might fall in love with this. Look at this. It's just like a stick. It's almost like Vaseline or something in a stick. But look it. Can you see that? It's glowy. I really am kind of fascinated with that. So I'm going to try a little bit. You guys know how much I love glow. I just think it makes things look youthful. I have a feeling I'm gonna freaking fall in love with this product. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pounce that in, and the warmth of my fingers is really just going to help it. I actually really like that. What I like about it is that you can get just a little bit of glow on your skin, which I think is pretty, without there being a lot of product residue. In other words, you don't see a powdered highlighter sitting on your face. I think I kind of love that. I think the combination of this and this is pretty good. Okay, so we've got the complexion pretty much done. Time to put on the mascara, which you guys have seen me do a million times. So how's your spring going? I'll tell you how mine's going. I've actually been having so much flipping fun lately. I just feel so blessed. I really do. I have been kayaking like a mad woman pretty much 3 times a week, which is fun for me. I so look forward to it. I tell you, when I bounce out of bed in the morning to go kayaking, I'm a happy camper. There's no slugging around. I'm like perky and ready to go. So I've been doing a lot of kayaking, a lot of projects around the house, just really having a blast. What have you been doing? Tell me in the comments below how things are in your world. So I have curled my lashes. Now I'm going to tight line. I've been using this gel liner. Oh, I think it's called Infallible from L'Oreal. This transfers. It just does. It doesn't transfer a lot, but it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. They used to have one, and gosh darn if I can't remember the name anymore, but it didn't transfer, and they discontinued it for one that does transfer. So if you know of an affordable liner that you can tight line with that doesn't transfer, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll give it a whirl, and we'll talk about it on the channel. So what I'm doing is that I'm really focusing on that space at the bottom of my lashes, because that's where I want this to go. All right, so I've got the tight lining done. Now I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Base. Don't try this unless you're willing to use it for the rest of your life, because you may just love it so much. I never used an eye primer until a few years ago. Eyelash primer. I absolutely love this one. I tried a fewer high-end ones, weren't any better. And this you can pick up at the grocery store or the drugstore, Amazon, of course. Still loving the Revlon Big Bad Lash. I need to get a new tube of this. It's probably dried out. I just haven't really noticed. It's not quite as creamy as it used to be, but I still really love it because I think it does give you big bad lashes. Okay, so now that I'm done with my makeup, the face make part, I'm going to go ahead and go back in with this Jones Road brow pencil. I actually like it more than I thought I would. And watch what I do with the tip. I'm going to pull that tip out a little bit and see that I'm pulling it out and not down. And look at the difference. That just kind of finished off that eye and made it look just a little bit more polished. Same thing on the other side. Just going to pull that tip out. And there we go. Now I'm going to use the Jones Road Cheek and Lip Stick to do my lips. For lip liner, I'm going to use the NYX. This is in Peekaboo Neutral. That was harder to say than I would have thought. So it's just kind of a soft pink. Here we have the lipstick. Here we have the finished look. Gosh, that was fun. I found a few things that I really love. So let's talk about it. First of all, this Catrice HD liquid coverage, I think it looks nice. It looks soft, it looks pretty, it has good coverage. It's just not very dewy or glowy. It did feel a little bit dry when I first put it on, like a minute later. It doesn't feel dry now. It feels very comfortable. Do I like it better than the Revlon Illuminance? No. I don't, but that's a personal preference. I just happen to like a little bit more glowy look. If you like good coverage and you want more of a matte finish, you might want to think about this because it's very, very affordable. So again, this is the HD liquid coverage. I'm in the color Rose Beige number 20. The Alter Ego eyeshadow palette, I think these palettes are a great buy. I really do. They're very, very affordable. If you like owning eyeshadow palettes like with multicolors like this, check out their website. They have great prices. Their formulation is very, very good. These are really popular. I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. In other words, I don't wear multicolored looks very much. So it's probably not something I'm going to reach for very often, but I think these are good palettes. They're a great formula and it's a nice way to get a full complete range at a great price. This Ciate bronzer, I'll tell you what, I like their formulas from Ciate. This color is not my cup of tea. It doesn't look that bad on, it doesn't look orange on, but it's not something that I would reach for. So if you're looking for a bronzer and this is your color, well, here you go. For me, I prefer something a little bit of a cooler tone. This lip and cheek stick from Jones Road, I really like it. I like the formula. I like the way it looks on the skin. I think it looks really pretty and really natural. I'm not sure how long it's going to last on my lips. It doesn't seem like it's going to be very long lasting. Let me see. It feels really, really good. It feels very hydrating and moisturizing. I do really, really like this formula. I like the fact that you can throw this in your purse and touch up your cheeks and your lips at the same time. And I think it's a nice combination of a little bit of a dewy finish without being sticky. Again, this is in bright pink. The Jones Road eyebrow pencil, I like this formula. I think the color looks good. I don't know how it's gonna wear. That's kind of what I'm checking out, and I don't really know what the price point is on this. They sent this to me, so I didn't purchase it. I don't know if it's worth buying expensive brow pencils, from a higher end company, because you can get $5 brow pencils at Walmart. So I don't know. I do like the color, and the formula seemed to work fairly well. I'll keep an eye on how long it lasts and get back to you on that. The one product that I'm really cracking up at, I think I totally love it, is this dewy stick from Ciate. This thing is kind of a magical little, I don't know, glow stick. And you can see it really has created a nice little glow on my skin. And it feels kind of, I don't know, hydrated there. It doesn't feel sticky, but it does feel moist. And I think it looks really pretty. What a cool little thing. You could also throw this in your purse and just go swipe, swipe, swipe. And all of a sudden you've got a little bit of dewy glow on your skin. I think that's fabulous. Personally, I love this. Well, that's what I have for you today. I hope you found this fun, soothing, lighthearted makeup session interesting and entertaining. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just makes my day when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 women. I'm 2.5 years from 70. I'm actually kind of cracking up at that. How old are you? And are you enjoying it? I'm enjoying this age. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.